Hey folks, good morning. Just making a little video from the car this morning on my way to Indianapolis to see you all, serve and provide. And now it might sound a little crazy because the wind is really blowing this morning, but praise be to God, it's not snowing and it's not raining, so it's just windy, so I count it all joy. But anyway, this morning I wanted to make a little video just to talk a little bit about my father, Bob Montgomery, and just to give a little bit more context to the importance of my father's story. Now, I'll be 47 years old this week, and my father's raised me my entire life. I'm still blessed to have him in my life, and I'm on my way to see him right now, matter of fact. Now, I say that because what's important to understand is until the year 2007, when he had an emergency 4-way bypass. Now, mind you, he hadn't been to the hospital or to a doctor in like 35 years up to that point. And so when I, took him to the VA, and, his blood pressure was super high, and the next morning they're running him into surgery to do heart surgery. Now, the importance of what I'm saying is, when he came out of surgery, he was sedated in a sedated coma for a few weeks, and he spent pretty much like a little bit over a month in the hospital, most of the time in a sedated coma. But when he came out of the coma, mentally more vivid and active than ever before, and he came out of the coma realizing that he has to tell the story. And what he would say when he was in the coma, when he was starting to come out of the coma and was starting to talk, he was saying that the system is broke. He would repeat that constantly. The system is broke. The system is broke. The system is broke. We have to fix the system. The system is broke. Now, when once he started to heal and regain his strength and come home and everything, and then he started talking and telling us about his life. Now mind you, he raised me my whole life, but there's so much of his life that he just never talked about because he was busy raising me and my sister, taking care of his family, doing what he was supposed to be doing, but we had no idea about the story that led up to that point, or even the story of what he was doing while he was doing it, because he was busy doing it, and it didn't occur. It wasn't a thing that was done that he spent his time telling the story about how he was doing what he was supposed to be doing in the first place. It's called paying your dues, and that's what a man is supposed to do, pay his dues and take care of his family. And so that's what he did. But he started talking about his past, and it was very invigorating. Me and my sister would sit there, and he would tell us stories about, his life that we knew nothing about. I was like, wow, really, wow. But here's the thing, though. Since we were born, he would tell stories about things that were happening in our life that we weren't unaware of. And I say all this to say, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned from my father since then was the fact that he was creating and demonstrating and making and building the blueprint that, had I paid more attention to it, years ago, would be further along than where I am now, itself, because his blueprint, coming from where he came from in a time such as it was and such as it is, going through all of the changes in our system and our culture and our world and our towns and our communities, while growing and raising a family, and being a productive member of society. He created the blueprint, from fall down, get back up, from starting over again, from picking itself back up from having $7 in his pocket, and moving his family across country to a whole nother state, to starting multiple businesses, to being an employer, not an employee, to being charitable in his daily actions, that no one ever pays any attention to, but it's just a part of who he is, on a continual basis. So he's placed out the blueprint. And so as I've started to learn more about my father, just even since I was born, but as I learn more about my father, it demonstrates to me the blueprint that I need in order to grow forward, to grow my businesses and provide for my family, to walk, to be a godly man, that God has created me to be, demonstrated for me, even without him realizing it. Without him realizing it, my father was demonstrating to me what it meant to be, the man that God created for me to be. And that's powerful. And that's powerful. That says a whole lot. That says a whole lot. So I just wanted to take this moment to just, give a little bit more context, and as I, go forward, more and more, give you little bits and pieces to understand why my father's story is so important and so impactful, not just to me, but to everybody. It demonstrates, a trajectory that our country has been on, and how he's, went straight through. He's not gone around it. He's not, run from it. He's not, he's right in the midst. He's always been right in the midst, as a black man in America, and never, accepting, quitting, never accepting, status quo, the woe is me, but always pressing forward in a way that can only be exemplified by a generation, because they don't make men like this anymore. But I just wanted to, point that out. Later this year we'll be releasing his autobiography, through foodbytheword.com, and I implore everybody, we're gonna do pre-orders and everything. I implore you, get your order in, stay abreast of the situation, because you're gonna want a copy of his book, and it's gonna be a digital download, so that way, you can just download it and you read it off your phone, read it off your tablet, read it off your laptop, whatever, but you'll be able to read it, you'll be able to purchase it, read it, and start to really get an understanding, for the teachings that my father has, because he's a teacher, the lessons and the teachings that he has for each and every one of us. So look forward to that. God bless you. Talk to you later.